Hello,
We're
everyone.
seeing
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Amazing Scale Modelers Sunday Hangout. I'm your host, Scratch and Jack. Thanks to technology. I'm having an issue, and we're sorry about starting so late, but of course, this is Google, not me. Amazing Scale Modelers is a Google Plus and Facebook community of scale modelers reaching out across all scale modeling genres and mediums and to inspire friendships from around the world. And today in this Hangout, I hope you'll find it to be an important source of information about the hobby and see firsthand the scale modeling experience. Joining me today are the usual suspects to help me kill time and all these things. And if you want to join us, the live chat is open. Or if you have gone to our community and are a member, you can probably click onto the link I left there. But that's, of course, the live chat is good while the show's on. And so, yeah, bring your comments, your questions, and all are welcome. And right now, I just want to quickly go over something I didn't go over yesterday. I went over the community builds, but we're running into some sort of a tradition here and conducting these very highly scientific polls to our members about what they do, what they don't do. And the question this time was, while scale modeling, do you have another passive activity to pass the time and to keep rhythm with your build? Like, is there anything else you're doing that's going on? I thought some people write house cleaning, child rearing, I don't know, things like that, but none of you guys said any of that. The Facebook community is a wee bit more musical than the Google Plus community. 40 out of 85 respondents, Facebook said they listen to music, and only 15 out of 43 respondents at Google Plus. So really, the Facebook people also watch a lot of television or YouTube while they do their models. I'm one of them who does a lot of that. And 21, there seems to be more over at the Google Plus community in the sampling. And there are some people in the Facebook community that want to shut the noise off and do their scale modeling in the quiet, in the silence. Only one at Google Plus, four over at the Facebook community. So Facebook is seemingly sort of split between music and being quiet. And there have been other comments left. They get a lot done while hanging out. Isn't that true, Randall?
Yeah, I get more done hangouts than I do any other time.
And some even play pinball, Mark.
The downside of that is I look as if I'm not paying any attention.
Well, right. I mean, you said yourself you get a lot done while you're on a hangout or watching a hangout or something like that. I don't know. You said, I guess that was you who wrote that. Yeah. Get more done while hanging out. I think that's a direct quote from what you wrote over at Facebook.
That's true.
And Dave says not so much TV, but definitely YouTube. Marco says he plays pinball. He even showed some pictures of his two pinball machines. So that was interesting. And a special mention to Pink Floyd. I wonder which one of the Pink Floyds. Is it a brick in the wall? That almost sounds appropriate. And at the G Plus communities, let's see, like building other projects, like building arcade cabinets. I don't know what that's supposed to mean, but maybe furniture building. I guess that might be something like that. And Omar likes to listen to movie soundtracks. See? Yeah. And then there's a guy who said that he had bought some things, I believe, at a garage sale, an estate sale, or inherited something. But he's got like 500 cassette tapes. Us old folks know what a cassette tape is.
Yeah.
And he's like, some of the music is really unusual, but most of it's pretty good. So guess what? He's listening to music, but he's listening to cassette tapes. I didn't even know there was any cassette players around even. So might sit in his car with. I mean, I could think of a car having a cassette player.
Some of us still have players around. So
Yeah, do you?
yeah,
Do you listen to your cassette tapes?
no, I got rid of all mine.
It's like you don't use it much anymore.
Well, I replaced them all with CDs, is what I did.
Oh, really? Oh, interesting. Interesting. So, what do you listen to, Mark? I think you were one of the music respondents.
Yeah, just about anything that I've got on my playlist, which is fairly eclectic.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I'm not very musical myself. I listen to noise, but I don't listen to music. But yeah, I actually envy those people who listen to music because they seem to have such a connection to it. I just can't develop that. I just must be. I think that part of me is not working, but certainly most of the scale modelers like to listen to music while they build models. But so that's really about it. It was always fun to do. I think in all we had an interesting amount of people, almost 130 people in all who respond, or that's how many votes were in the. I think I put the Facebook up. I think you can vote multiple times, but you just can't add anything to it because Google Plus only allows you 5 options. So I gave another. If you want to, fill in the blank below and do other, that's great. But anyway, on to what we're doing. Scale modeling is what we do here. And hey, Jim, you take it away. You're my first Google left to right.
Alrighty. Well, I got some more done on my Falcon 9. And I'll just bring up some some images here. Video, yeah. Got video on the mind. Here we go. This is just a review of what was basically up yesterday. That and for the construction of the first stage. Coming through and getting that all. The umbilical. And this is on the lower part where the engines are and the landing gear. This is, as I explained yesterday, was for the internal bulkheads that I put into the tubes to strengthen it a bit more. That wasn't included in the kit, so I created some. Just more assembly on that part. And this was yesterday. We started working on building the engine part with all the bell assemblies to go on the bottom. And that was all tedious and repetitive to go through until we got to this part. There's installed into the bottom. And I'm working on starting to put the hangers in for all the for the landing struts. These are the parts for the landing struts. So I got a bit of folding and assembly to do there. And these are caps, aerodynamic caps that go over the when the struts are folded against the hull. I got those assembled today.
Nice.
And installed.
Nice.
So that's basically where I am with that now, because I got the aerodynamic caps put on.
Are you going to have the landing struts down?
Pardon?
Are you going to have the landing struts down?
Yes. Yes, okay. It'll be sitting on the landing gear. Yeah.
Is that how it launches, with the struts down?
No, it launches with the struts are folded against the fuselage.
Okay.
They're folded up in this space here, which represents where they sit because it's not charred when it was coming down, where the struts were folded against the fuselage, so it's still got the gray paint underneath and not charred like the paint up here.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the reason why you got the shape here. So, and that's for the, yeah. You haven't watched any of the landing videos for this?
The one time when they first successfully were able to land.
Yeah. Yeah, it was another launch on Monday at 2 in the afternoon, Eastern Standard.
Uh-huh.
And if anyone's interested. So that's where I am with that right now. Slowly getting there. That's going to be a bit more of a nuance getting these struts assembled. But once I get the first one done, then it'll be all ready. Just figuring out the logistics of doing the first one, that's all. Getting the folds right.
Mm-hmm.
That's
I was trying to contain myself, and I wasn't doing too good a job. The live chat is funny. They're saying George wasn't able to make it yesterday. He had to work, but he did watch. I do believe he saw. Who was it? Was it Phil? Can't join us right now. He may have to disappear early, and hope he can stick it out. And who said this? They got their dose of Heath yesterday. Heath is certainly livens things up, but everybody was off yesterday. I don't know. Everybody was sort of. I was too. I mean, I got to admit, I feel better today than I did yesterday. Yesterday morning, I was a little groggy. I don't even know why. But everybody else, and even the chat was about 5 lines long, and nobody really chatted yesterday.
Yeah, maybe it's all those of us up in the Northeast here that have been all dealing with the weather, and the weather's got us down.
Yeah. Certainly. Yeah, and Bob is planning on the Baron's plane tonight when he gets home from work. He gets home like around midnight. That's about another 4 or 5 hours or something like that. And Jay's joining us. Very cool. He was able to find the link. Yeah, getting onto this is really difficult. I'm sorry if you're trying to get on, but that's why I posted on the community just in case. In fact, I didn't do any specific invite to. To Mark, and he just, I guess he used what was on the community. So let's talk to you, Mark. What's going on?
Melting in the heat.
You know, it's funny you should say that, because it's about 10 to 15 degrees warmer here, and you see how sour I am. I'm just curdling, not melting.
I'm a natural night person, so when there's a big ball of flame in the sky, I get scared and run away.
I hear what you mean. Yeah, the sun disappears in October, reappears around April or May, and it's really funny to find out just how pasty white everybody really is.
I actually got sunburn yesterday. I can't believe it.
Oh, really? Because a couple of rays hit you?
Yeah. Just like 2 steps out the door, start bursting into flames, run back inside.
That's what happens to vampires. You know that.
Yeah.
You've been doing a lot of You do figure painting as a profession, I understand.
Well, a little sideline, yeah.
Okay.
I tend to, when I do figures, I just end up in my cabinet and gathering dust because I don't play the games. So I thought I'll get my my fix of figure painting by actually painting them and sell them on with this batch I've got in at the minute.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, doing all right, I suppose.
Right. I mean, I look at it this way: if somebody pays you more than 3 times doing a task, then you can call yourself not an expert, but a professional. An expert knows everything, but doesn't get paid for it.
Very good point. Yes.
So, your painting happens to be one of the best in the community, if not the best. Quite frankly, I enjoy looking at your stuff, particularly that one with the angel wings you did a couple of weeks ago. That was just phenomenal.
Yeah,
And that was
Saint Celestine from Warhammer 40,000.
Yeah.
I've just got working on the bodyguard for her at the minute, and before I put her up on eBay.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you do? Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Just got a couple of actually don't pick them up very well. But,
all right.
Yeah, so the gold's practically done. I just got to detail them up now. So, but I got distracted by this guy at the minute. So.
Yes. I can see why you were distracted by him. He's the closest thing relative to a Gundam.
Yeah, I've been putting him off because he's all gold, just about, and gold I find is really difficult to do to get it how I want it to look. So I just kind of today just thought, to hell with it, and just started spraying him. It turned out all right. So. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, very cool. Very cool. Okay, I'll take the spotlight off you now. You're good. Because I know how you deal with bright lights. You know? But thanks for stopping by, though. It's always great to speak to you. And Jay, how you doing?
What? Busy, man. Jeez. I've been working all week on building the spaceship from the Satan Ninja comic. I got the bottom of it pretty much done.
Ah.
Oh yes.
And it is lit. I have started detailing the sides. The top is starting. I mean, we got to put this piece up in the front here, and then there's like some vents of such. But the engine area, the cockpit sits here, and the engines sit out here on curved, sculpted like wings. Show you what it kind of looks like. Hold on. Well, see if I can show you something that is not too kid unfriendly.
Yeah.
Here's a shot of the ship when it's in flight. So and I was told just basically if it has the general shape of the ship, you know, go for it. You know, doodad it up. You have kind of free reign on it. I just they insist that it be painted
Pink.
ink. And I found if I first hit plastic with this, what is it? Rust-Oleum gloss coral.
Yeah.
Use the gloss coral first. Here's a test. The pink actually looks better than going over white paint. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to paint the whole thing gloss coral, and then I'm going to paint it pink. I'm gonna start attacking it with blue shades, and I don't want to dirty it up a lot, but I do want to put in some
Highlights. Yeah.
Yeah, highlights and areas that just some of the drawings that she's given me have blue-like panels around them and things like that. Not really blue, but they're kind of accented in blue. So I'm probably going to do that. And I'm building this this is a working model for video, because they do want to shoot a couple of commercials using the character and using the spaceship. So they need the spaceship to the engines to light up and such.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm building it so that it can be mounted either from the bottom like this or from behind. It can be held either way and still lit and everything. So it'll have like a second port in the back that can be covered up when necessary. But I've been kind of working my tail off on this. So I've been working on it virtually every day for a week and a half now. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Explain why my bench is so messy. I haven't had time to clean it.
Cleaning benches is overrated. Ask Randall.
Well, I will definitely go along with that. I just sometimes when I'm looking for something and just absolutely can't find it, that's when I clean. And I usually clean to the point where I find what I was looking for, and then I go back to building.
Yeah.
So,
You know it's here buried under something else, yeah.
I would not be surprised if I had the treasure of King Solomon buried underneath this mess somewhere.
Wouldn't that be nice? Wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah, I'd probably make a diorama out of it. But that's that and doing some more electronics work. That's what I've been working on. This ship does not have any fancy electronics. In fact, none of the lights even blink.
Right.
I am going to make it so the engines can be turned on and off. But other than that, that's the limit of it. So I'm not. It's not a difficult build. It's just a little time consuming. I'm trying to make it look cool and detailed in a 1980s spaceship style, without trying to directly copy the Millennium Falcon. Because, well, and so it's kind of a mixture of spaceship genres, and I'm having fun with it. I made engines. Oh, where are they? I made the engines. Well, here's part of them anyway. Out of this very, very dense carving foam. This is the back part of the engines. 2 pieces glued together and then shaped. And then I made a mold of this, or a mold of all 4 pieces, so that I have resin pieces that I can very easily hollow out and put the electronics in. I might actually just vacuum form these pieces and cut them out that way. It depends really on how heavy they are and how much time I have.
Right.
But that's what I've been doing.
All right. Very cool. I'm fine. I had a. Why is this not working for me? Oh man. Okay, now I can't. Here we go. There we go. On Friday, I went to first time in maybe, I don't know, 3 or 4 years. I went to the eye doctor, and that long ago, I bought 2 glasses. These are my bifocals. And when I got back from the optometrist the next day, which was yesterday, my everyday glasses broke. So you can.
Oh.
And it's a good thing that I ordered glasses. I hate watching television with bifocals because I keep doing this. And Matt's like, he says, "Are you liking the what you're watching?" I'm still doing this. No, I don't like seeing what I'm watching.
Yeah, I'm there, Jack. I'm wearing bifocals as well. These don't have the line in them. They're the
Neither of these. Neither of these.
I can't deal with that. I had the kind with a line for about a month. And it was just driving me crazy. So.
Well, I bought bifocals that long ago, just as a lark, thinking I'll use it all the time. And actually, I didn't start using them regularly until this year, because at work I sit in front of a computer screen all day, and it actually helps me see the screen. It's about as far as this screen is. But anyway, that's how I'm doing. I figured a few things out with my Millennium Falcon, but I'll get to that momentarily. I don't know. I like to believe that I peruse around the internet and get myself looking around. And I have to say, Mike is the first person I run across on any kind of site that he likes or follows. I think he follows. It's Flight Test or Flight Fest, one of the two. Mike?
Oh, Flight Test?
Yeah.
Well, they do a lot of drones. And electrical. I didn't realize you were talking to me.
I gotta say, I never run into anybody when I'm perusing the internet. You're probably the first person I had, and something I felt that was just disconnected. You know,
it's kind of ironic that you're saying that because I just sold all my remote control airplane stuff. Every bit of it. Yeah, it's all gone. Bye-bye.
Oh, too bad. Too bad.
I don't know. I'm just got tired of it. I can use the space for other things. It wasn't what I was doing. It was costing something that, I put the money elsewhere for plastic models.
Oh, so you know what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about your bench right now, whatever is on it right now.
Oh, well, I've been working on the Enterprise. I got that 1/1000 scale Enterprise I've been hacking away at, and
I hack away too.
That's about as well as I'm doing. And I got to paint it. I'm just going to do a static, and I was going to put my last little final coat of gloss on it, and I was going to give her the old dark green hue, followed up by my rust ring with Model Masters rust around the edge, and do my rust belt, seal that down, and then I put the old decals to her. Came up with a new idea on how I'm going to try to do decals. I start doing mine and on wet sponges.
Oh, like a wet palette.
And that just keeps your decal from floating away, and it will keep it moist until you're ready to use it.
I have that problem too, yes.
So you take your decal and you set in it, and you just kind of make a little puddle till it starts to sap up, and then it just sit there, and it's just it's osmosis. It's just going to suck right into the paper and just sit there. So when you're ready, just get your tweezers and pick it up.
Doesn't the paper curl up at some point?
It will flatten back out. It will sit there and flatten back out when everything's released. That's when you know it's ready to do its thing. It is curl up and then it just comes right back out. A lot of times they don't. They'll just sit there and half curl and just flatten right back out. That's my experience with it so far. I already did 2 or 3 tests with it already. That's what my outcome was. That's my new thoughts. I don't know. I put felt down on all my workbenches now because of a decal accident I had using stupid old white kitchen towels that were way too rough. Oh, that hurts. You start noticing, get decals on. You get a set of decals on, and then you set it down, and then you realize that the paper or the kitchen towel just nicked your decal. Oh, this ain't right. So I got felt and did the tops of my workbenches in a green felt.
Right.
Play pool.
Well, Heath is on the chat today. He's not going to be with us on the Hangout. He does say specifically to you, Jay, hello.
Hello, Heath. I know you're out there somewhere.
Is there anything else that you're working on there, Mike?
Not at the moment. I started Han Solo and Luke Skywalker a long time ago, and painting humans is just a really, really, really big trick.
Yeah.
Flesh tones. I discovered that my name is Michael Morgan, not Michelangelo. So I've only been sitting in the background. That's kind of hurt my feelings in a way. I even took a few different tutorials on skin painting, and I just like, dipping the rose color and then the white color and blend them together, and it makes this, flesh tone. And you try it, and it's just like, oh no. I went from everything from Luke Skywalker looked like he was vacationing on the sun to look like he was living in a cave.
Well, he lives in a desert. I mean, he's got to at least have the skin tone that Mark does.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But I really would like to finish those two. The Han Solo actually looks better than the Luke Skywalker. I have all the gadgets all painted, and everything's painted and sealed. I just need to do the hands and the face and the head and put him on his base. Mm-hmm. But me and painting faces is kind of hurt your feelings after about the third or fourth time of trying it, and the eyes either become all centered or googly or just splotchy and all, just struggle, a big struggle. It's left or it's right, or it's right or it's left.
Right. Well, Ken Skiffington is on the live chat, and he says that he is he built 3 models for a guy that's going to make a short film, and he believes it's going to be on the internet, but that's about all we know about his work being filmed. Bob had to go back to work. Sorry, Bob. Sure you can't hear this now because you're back at work, but certainly have a good time working as best you can, I suppose. So moving on, how you doing, Randall?
Not too bad, Jack. Yourself?
I think I gotta geek my computer again because it's lagging behind everybody right now. Well, the sound is fine. It's just the video is just kind of off. I can't see video as soon as you put something up in front of the camera. That's okay. That's happened before, but I'll get it geeked again. I brought a subscription, to the Geek Squad. I think my computer's a little floozy. Likes to pick up things along the way.
Yeah, they do that.
Well, let's see. I managed to finish a model.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah. I'm so envious of Lou Dalmaso, the way he can finish a model in a week. This is the sixth month of this year, and this is only the second model I've actually finished.
This is not to say anything bad about him, but he doesn't have a life, okay?
Yeah, well, this is my build for the Stunt and Speed. It's the 1930, or is it 31? 1931 Laird Super Solution. It was flown in the Bendix Coast to Coast Trophy race, and by Jimmy Doolittle. Mm-hmm. If anybody knows who Jimmy Doolittle is.
Oh yeah.
Name sounds familiar.
I'm asking Americans do they know who Jimmy Doolittle is? Yeah. Okay. North American, sorry, Jim.
That's okay.
So
Very familiar with you, Doolittle.
He's the one that talked to animals, right?
Yeah, he's
yeah, that's the one. Yeah,
Yeah.
Eddie Murphy acted him.
Oh,
yeah.
yes. That is beautiful. That is absolutely beautiful. And I saw you had a lot of trouble with the numeral 400, the decal that was going over the green, and it wasn't coming out as saturated as the wings were.
Yeah, it was almost like a green, sort of the green just overpowered it. This wasn't coming through, so I finished up. I had to paint. Well, actually, what I did was I did a scan of the decals, which you do anyway before I start cutting them up. Loaded them up into Microsoft Paint, not Photoshop, and then just enhanced the colors on the 400 using that, and it came out pretty okay. The first time I did it, they were really fragile, even with decal fluid painted over it. It was I'm trying to think what it was, micro scale stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right. I was going to show it to you, but I can't. No, oh, there it is. Yeah, liquid decal film. Even though I painted that over it, was still kind of fragile. Flakes of the yellow paint print or ink rather just came off the stuff. So after a second round of printing and even more decal liquid film, etc., I managed to get it looking pretty okay.
Mm-hmm.
But I still had to do a bit of touching up with the rattle can paint that I used for the fuselage. Decanted into the can's lid, and then just touched up around the edges with it. Then after that, it was rigging, fun with rigging.
Mm-hmm.
I just used Lycra thread, which had a nice sort of silvery finish to it.
Mm-hmm.
Anchored at one end with super glue, fed it through holes. These ones here were actually pre-drilled in the kit, so they're a wee bit in the big side. I would have drilled something a bit smaller. What I should have done was I should have filled these in and then drilled my own holes, but I was getting lazy by that stage.
Oh my God, Randall, really?
Yeah.
I think those work rather well. I think you should. I'm satisfied with it. Other than again, I don't know. I think that's fine. It works.
Yeah.
You're coming out pixelate here. Why are you coming out pixelate?
What scale was that, Randall?
32 scale.
32nd.
Yeah. Just to give you an idea of the size of the plane itself is die-cast Mustang to the same scale.
Oh, okay.
So it's not terribly big, and another Hurricane in 32 scale. So you say the total wingspan is not much bigger than the span of one wing in the Hurricane.
Mm-hmm.
But basically,
that is the Mustang of all aircrafts, though.
Yeah, they're a tiny aircraft. These little racers.
It's like they, get the biggest engine and most powerful engine around, and put the least amount of fuselage and wings behind it to get it airborne.
Yeah.
Something like the GB racers. Was it the Z1 or something like that? They were really tiny, little stubby wings, etc. You wonder how they managed to stay airborne.
Yeah,
Phil said that you could have maybe put. He said he would have put a white decal down first and then the yellow.
That was the plan. I don't know where or what happened, but
I would go as far as to say that the whole thing might have been able to be painted yellow and then mask everything off and then paint it.
yeah, I had thought of that at one stage. I even thought of asking Lou to see if he could make masks in that font to the right size, but I thought no, it was just too much effort for essentially 6 numbers, two 400s. But I got there in the end. I also learned how to print decals, so partly out of my comfort zone build as well. But,
right.
It's kind of given me a taste for biplanes now, and I dug an old Shelf Queen out. It's well, it will be a Hawker Fury biplane from the 1930s, the Royal Air Force, and I was getting this far, and then I went and hit it with grey primer, and things went horribly wrong. The primer decided to go powdery.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I sprayed the upper surface of the wing with it, or the upper wing, and it worked fine. But then when I went to spray the model itself, it was almost as if the primer was dry before it reached the model. So I was left with this lovely thick powdery stuff all over it. But nothing a bit of wet sanding won't fix, I hope.
Mm-hmm.
And I've also made a start on the Millennium Falcon's cockpit, 144 scale. I've been just getting the positions of the seats.
Right, yeah.
And that's weird. Because everything's back to front and that. Anyway, yeah. The hand figure I stole from the Bandai kit. And for 3PO and Leia, I got these little N-gauge railroad figures.
Mm-hmm.
Which are about 150 scale, which suits the fine molds Falcon because it's not 144. It's actually like kind of smaller than that, so I reckon about 150 fitted nicely.
Mm-hmm.
But just to be on the safe side, I also got some Z gauge figures, which are like 200 scale. So if anyone looks, if anyone has anything 200 scale or thereabouts and wants a population for it,
anybody
soon enough, they're going to shrink it down to subatomic level.
These figures are tiny. Well,
no kidding.
Yeah.
You know what? Why don't you send a few off to Mark? He can paint those with great detail.
Shazam.
Yeah, that's tiny. There's people that do entire sceneries on grains of rice. So
Yeah.
I don't know how that's made, but it is.
Just give you an idea. That's one of the 200 scale seated figures.
Jeez.
Oh man.
I figured if I used these, it would look like the Falcon was being crewed by children.
We'll just put the real tiny ones in the back and tell people it's forced perspective.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's an idea. It would certainly would have helped fit the original cockpit, but my efforts to get the seats out of it, or get them cut and maneuvered and one thing and another, I killed the original cockpit. So I have to go. I'll have to start scratch building consoles and stuff like that. But add to the fun.
Very cool. Very cool. Yeah, certainly. If you needed a population, ask Randall for it. I think I figured something out here for my Falcon build, and I belabor things on and on and on. I've done a lot of experimentation on getting these engine components lit. These are the ones that I've poked out the holes for. These need to be, of course, it's overexposed. These need to be cut out. There's one in there that's already cut out. Where is it? It's over here.
Other end.
Yeah, there it is. Everything's opposite on screen. So I've been doing a lot of experimentation. Here's some of my experiments that went wrong, way wrong. These are parallel linked LEDs. These are blue and white together, next side by side. These are just, I don't know, these are mess ups. But I'll keep them around. I might be able to use them for something. But when I come down to it, I went to I don't know, I was kind of frustrated, and now I'm going to get even more frustrated because I don't know what I did with my paint. Holy hell. Where'd it go? Oh, here it is. I went to a hobby shop that I frequent for just incidentals, and I needed to find, what do you call it? Transparent blue.
Yeah.
For like white LEDs, because what I wanted to get was a whitish, but a bluish, but more whitish than bluish light.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at any of the clips with the Falcon, it's not straight blue and it's not straight white. There's just a hint of blue, and I've been belaboring that point for a long time. And they had closed. The owner retired, and they had closed. And I ended up buying this at Michael's. They wanted $6 for this. So I needed it, and it's a wash. It's called a wash. I find that odd. I didn't expect it. And they had different colors there, which was a relief. So I came back, and then I got my LEDs, the 1.8 millimeter. I was grinding down that little globe on the tip there to diffuse light, but I found that to be at my advantage. I painted a few, forgive the blinking clock radio there. It's been blinking for about 3 months now. I keep meaning to unplug it, but certainly I'm not in any mood to right now. But I painted the LEDs. I dipped it in clear paint, and they're hung out to dry there. I'm sure I could use them. And I'm putting them into the individual holes. On the sample I'm about to show you, I kind of fastened them in gently with some CA to hold them in place. Well, I solder it in parallel. Let's see if this is going to come up in light.
In a series?
In series, I'm sorry, not parallel, in series. Here is... Here it is. You could see that I have the camera upside down, so it's not you. I have this linked together, and then on the other side, I have the other two. There's 3 in a row there. And what I ended up with, I have it on 7.2 volts, and that's what it looks like. It's not quite a clean blue LED.
Yeah. I like that.
Let me fire it up to 9 volts is what it's going to operate at. As you see, it is practically white.
Yeah, that was cool.
The camera's not doing justice to it, but in person it's very bright. I don't want to look at it because I'll probably burn my retinas. But that's my whole idea behind this, because in the end we're going to have a grill that's going to be put over it anyway. You know, I just want the thing to be so darn bright that even from a profile, you'd be able to see the light emanating out from behind it, much like in the movies. So when I got the LEDs in there, tacked them in with CA glue. The front, I don't know if this is going to show. I don't know if this is going to show. I filled the cavity up with dental acrylic. Okay, there you go. Now you can see the dental acrylic on the one far side there. So that helps diffuse it and make it look like something when it's not turned on. So I finally figured it out. I'm gonna do a set of videos on how I did it and the steps I took to do that. And it's I never find an easy way of doing things. I find it the hardest way, but that's the effect that I want to have on this particular build. But now I was telling Jim, it only needs 13 of those components in this channel, and I gotta bust the back out of this channel here, take the back out, so I can put them in with the LEDs already intact. This is the 14th one. The way they have it on the sprues, it ends up being extra. So it turns out that once I cut all the holes in it, I'm going to have to prime and paint them and get them looking like, you know, they're already going to be done, just as I'm going to be installing them. So that's the thing that I discovered that I'm actually not really looking forward to, sort of breaking out the airbrush and, you know, finishing them off and making them look like they're finished. And then in the end, I don't have the model anywhere near done, but that's the way it's going to have to be. But that's what I've been doing, doing that. So took me 2 weeks to figure it out.
Well, at least you figured it out.
Yeah, not too bad, not too much time then. 2 weeks, but yeah, certainly I went through, and once I get the 2 rows in, I'm going to fill the back up with epoxy, and I am a true believer in petrifying my LED if needed, you know. That way they're not going to move, they're not going to pop out, because I've had that happen many times. Just as I'm closing a model, there'll be like a fiber optic attached to an LED, and as I'm closing the 2 halves together, there's tension put on the fiber optic, and then ping, there goes the LED. So I'm certainly batting them down really, really well. So let's take a look at Darkroom. How you doing, Doug?
I'm doing all right. And yourself?
I'm all right. Too bad we can't see anything.
It's kind of tough right now.
You got to pay your electric bill, mister. Not on all those models. So you got your 66 Cobra still working on?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll put you in the ranks with Randall.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
It takes a while too.
Well, you know how I told you about the aluminum foil?
Yes.
Well, here's a I got done with it.
Oh, okay, cool. You got to take pictures and post them.
So I got done polishing it and everything. So
You're nearly done then.
yeah, that's it. I mean,
That looks really nice.
window in there and the grill here and how I did the back tail lights. So but it's coming along. Got this part.
Did you wire it?
I'm getting ready to. It's a little difficult, but I'm managing something there.
Mm-hmm.
So
I only wired a 16 scale engine, not a 25 scale. I think I'll leave that for the professionals to do. I might hurt myself doing it. Seriously. Let's see. And I'm actually pretty proud of the fact that I did it now. I categorized my folders in a way that I can't find anything right now. Is it here? No. I think I have a. Oh, yes. Yeah. I'll share it. See, this is why I need to get my computer Googled because it's just so incredibly fast. So this is actually a Cobra engine. Different light exposure.
That's nice.
Yeah, there we go. It's one of the. It's a 16 scale, so it was easy to wire. That's the only one that I've ever wired. I don't know if I did it right.
Oh, who cares? It looks good.
Yeah.
But I just happened to have, and I think that was wire that I had handy. I was able to shape it, take the insulation off, and be able to poke it into the plastic part. And then, of course, the casing is what shows. What is it you use to wire up your engine? Do you use anything particular to wire it up?
who, me?
Yeah, you.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, actually not. I just got some wire and I kind of right now I'm trying to just not do anything fancy, um, but I don't do any. I try to make sure everything's the way it's supposed to.
Mhm.
So it's just I got all kinds of different color wires and stuff like that. So I'm going. Um, But there's no specific way that I do my wires.
Mm-hmm. Well, George happened to say that the rivet counters will be checking out the firing order.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks, Phil. Thanks for the compliment. But I think I'm going to stick with the 16 scale engines to wire up. I think the 25 is a little too small for me to really. I don't know. It just seems like I don't know what I'm doing. It's just that's what it feels like. But
Well,
that's the whole idea.
You got to
What's
pretty
that?
much have the patience and the skill. Really, the patient and make sure you don't really shake or whatever to make sure you and measure everything out right.
Yeah.
And cut the wires just exactly right, because if not, then you got to start over again.
That's true. That's what the carpenters say. Measure twice, cut once.
Yep.
Yeah,
What's that?
that's what a carpenter says. Measure twice, cut once. Measure twice, cut once. That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It.
Yeah. So.
Or unless you're me, measure half a dozen times, cut once, and still mess up.
That happens too.
Yeah, you just got to make sure your measurements are just right, because if you're short or whatever, then you just got to get another wire, cut that and just a little bit longer. It's a lot of hassle, but it's worth it after it's all done, though.
Yeah, some people buy the pre-wired distributors for their models to make it a little easier.
Oh yeah, that's it. But it's kind of hard when you don't really have the money to do it. So you just gotta just work on what you got.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Well, that just reminds me when I was a kid, it was only paper that I had to model with. And here I am as an adult, and I don't do paper models. It's just, I don't know. I think my dream always in scale modeling was entirely different. Sometimes when you're, like you stick with what you're familiar with and what you know.
Yeah.
Certainly, I could have been a paper modeler, but I am more of the school that if there's something I don't know how to do, I'm going to go out and find a way to do it. And maybe I'm selling paper modeling short, though. I think the amount of patience far outweighs what you need to learn, if that makes any sense. I'd rather learn something than try to be patient with it.
That's one thing you really need to have. It's a lot of patience to do things.
Oh, certainly. I'm going to share some screenshots, some member builds, and the community does have 3 builds going on. It is the 2 car builds, pretty much car builds, but they could be airplane builds too. Stunt and Speed, as you saw, Randall did the aircraft. I did the Spirit of St. Louis. Just because I didn't want to do a car. I thought everybody else would do a car, and sure enough, most people are. Stunt and Speed is out of the box. That will be just anything that goes fast or performed a stunt for the first time or something quite amazing. And of course, Randall did both. It's a stunt airplane, also set some speed records in its day. So it did both. And also the street muscle and custom car builds, the ones that you see at neighborhood fairs and car shows and the like, the ones that you'll find yourself staring at for at least 15 minutes before you remember to blink your eyes. Those are the type of car builds out of the box. Certainly, this is going till the end of August throughout the summer. So you can do your research and go to these shows. And also the Star Wars build. That will be before the movie releases December 15th. And this is not going to be simply out of the box. I challenge you to make it more than just out of the box. Add lighting, aftermarket parts, accurizing it, scratch building, or even 3D printing, anything that would be more than just simply out of the box. And Buck here had done the Republic cruiser or something. It's the Star Destroyer before it became the Star Destroyer.
Yep, the Republic. Yeah.
And he lit this. And I am particularly fond of this picture. You can probably tell why. If you want your own shop card, just send me your snail mail to my email address at scratchandjackmodels@gmail.com and get your very own. Looks like I'm going to have to send Buck a new one. He's been using it quite a bit there, and it's
it shows a bit of wear and tear. Yeah.
And certainly, well, these pictures are on their side. I'm not sure, Buck, what you're doing. What's that?
To frame it, it lasts longer.
That's true. You got yours framed. That's right. But Buck, I think you should go back online and get that fixed. Everything's laying on its side. I would like to take a more look at it instead of lying down.
Spacecraft isn't any up.
Joseph Bridges, he sounds like a famous person. He just joined us. I'll tell you, some of these modelers are crack me up. He says to this, share with me what went wrong with these builds. I've never heard a modeler say that. But Joe, we like you already because you want us to say bad things about your builds. Well, sorry, guy, you're not going to get it because everybody's looked at your post, actually likes what they see. And I have to admit, everything that I'm seeing is pretty darn good. Don't you agree, guys?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, look at that.
Oh,
wow.
That's wrong. That's the wrong number of rivets on that turret.
And there are no rivets on this.
Yeah.
They're very nice builds there, Joe. Very nice.
The tail booms are about 1 millimeter too long.
Well, there you have it. We like it, but you're not going to get an evil eye from us. Sorry, Joe, you ain't getting it. Anyway, let's see. What else can I come up with that would be interesting? One of our members who sometimes shows up, particularly for the Across the Pond, Dave, he's working diligently on his diorama for Star Wars. And I sometimes forget that, there are dads out there, and today is Father's Day. And I got to admit, I would even want this kit. I do have this kit, actually, but I would want something like this for Father's Day.
Oh, the Dukes of Hazzard. Yeah.
Oh, Dukes of Hazzard.
Yeah, this is the 16 scale. This is the big boy.
Yeah, that's the reissue where they don't give you the big Confederate flag for the top of it.
Yeah.
Actually,
unless it's in there, but they're not picturing it.
That's right. It's in there, and they're not picturing it. And I went into a panic when I heard that, and I went out and bought it right away. Let's see if I can.
Yeah, because what I heard was that they were going to just not include it anymore.
That's how I heard it too. There it is.
Yeah, it's a bit like the swastikas on German aircraft tails.
Yeah.
Well, the manufacturers are just simply not including it.
Well, they don't ship them to Germany with the
Yeah.
swastikas in.
Right. They don't even have them in the kits. But
No.
I got into a panic, and this actually has it pictured on the back that the decals are in there. But I think the compromise was not to picture anything on the outside. And you know what? That's kind of silly because what if a model builder is an SJW and they're like, "Oh, this is such a pretty orange car. Let's build it." And they open it up and see that flag, and they're going to die. I guess say, "What's this? I know this is pornography. I'm not supposed to look at it. It's gonna burn my eyes out." Oh gosh, go back in there. Notice I got it in the furthest corner. I'm not any different. No, that's just because of where it ended up. Anyway. Let's see. Come on, go away. There's all kinds of cool cars going on at the Facebook community.
Yeah.
Here's something interesting. Chris Piscateri, he's doing a motorcycle build. I did one of them at Tamiya. I gotta say, doing the engine part, doing the sub-assembly for the engine is probably the biggest joys in modeling that I've had to experience. And let's see, is this going to happen? Yep, looks like it's going to happen.
Oh,
That's
nice.
That is just so pretty.
Yeah.
Wow.
That is just so pretty. And that's the thing though, when you're doing this a motorcycle build, this is what's so joyful. You look at these results and say, I am actually a good modeler. It's easy to do this. It really is. It's really easy to do this. And again, just as Doug says, patience. And he's got some cabling already in there. The Tamiya kits come with the cables. Yeah, I have a few painting happy accidents happen on my build that worked out. This is what this color reminds me of. I actually painted, I got like a goldish brass color, and I don't even have the paint. I don't know how it came together, but I was certainly able to mix the paint to make it look like that. I'm not sure what I did. I didn't write down the recipe. If I knew what I did, I probably wouldn't buy the brass paint.
Regular Leonardo, huh?
What's that?
I said you're a regular Leonardo, huh?
I'll be a Leonardo, yes, I suppose. I suppose. I think Mark has more to say about paint than I do, which he's not with us anymore. Oh, okay, Mark. That was nice having you. So what I've been doing too is sharing the community covers between the two communities, like share the Facebook cover with the Google Plusers and Google Plus with the Facebookers. So yeah, that seems to be pretty popular. And what else? Trying to make a cross between. I don't know. I've been trying to find out any ideas to kind of tie the two communities together to show mutual appreciation. And of course, Bob and his Mach 5 from the anime series is the Google Plus, where the Star Destroyer from Star Wars is over at the Facebook community. Let's see, what else? Communities are more active than I'm making it look like right now. Jay, where do you find yourself gravitating towards, the Google Plus or the Facebook community?
I tend to still look at Google Plus a lot, although I have been looking at the Facebook a little bit more often. And that's weird because I'm on Facebook a lot. I check my email and I check Facebook probably about 8 times a day.
Yikes.
No, I don't spend hours on it. I get on, I see if anybody sent me any messages. I do a quick scan through to see if anything looks interesting. And then I go back to work. But I have been looking at the Facebook community a little more often. And, you know, not putting down the Facebook community in any way. I'm not that much of a car person. And there tends to be a lot of posts about cars over there. So, you know, it doesn't grab my personal attention as much as the Google Plus community does, which has a lot of aircraft and spacecraft and things like that, which are more up my alley. But the work over there is amazing. Pardon the pun.
Well, yeah, I think though you're right, but I just don't like Facebook's format, is why I shy away from it. But I have to say, even the car builds attract me because of the paint, you know, the paint that's being used and how it's being applied, and all the detail work that's going on with the car builds. I can appreciate them. But every now and again, you do run into something over at Facebook which seems to say what we're saying a total lie, like this one.
Which one? Hold on.
Ooh.
Oh, my.
This was posted just 9 hours ago.
Caravelle.
I dare say this will be wood.
Yep.
And with a lot of shellac and stains. So much for the car builds.
Definitely not a car build.
That's definitely not.
When I want to spend 5 years on a single model, I go with wood. No, I've built the wooden ships before, and it's time consuming, but it is so cool.
Well, you know what?
Everything, you know, it's great.
I think I would be more favorable building one of those wooden galleons if I was sentenced to life in prison. I think that'd be a good time to build one.
Probably would.
I will certainly have enough time on my hands.
Probably just wouldn't let you have the tools. That's all.
True. That's true. I probably can sign them out on good behavior or something. I don't know. But there's that, and there's just a buttload over there at. I don't know. I mean, I'm looking at this, and I have to say, every now and again, there's a post that, you know, I say car. It was over at Facebook. But I have to say that's not the case. Now that I'm kind of looking at it from the perspective, this current perspective, I don't know what that might be. But this also popped in here too on Facebook. See, I'm doing everything possible to prove myself wrong.
When aliens from War of the World, yeah.
This is an amazing, amazing figure. That is just so creepy. This is certainly well done. And even the teeth.
Yeah.
That's one mean looking alien.
Yeah, and this is the 50s version.
Cross.
This is the 1950s version that looked like a tree stump. with
Yeah.
arms.
What did they call that one on the movie set? Willie Lumpkin or something like that? Or
And this one's lighted. But this one is definitely the creepiest. I think it has to do with the finish on it. That I can't say that satin gloss or flat. It's very organic.
I don't know. The teddy bear is throwing me.
And these are all from Facebook. So and now I'm going to share a car build from Google Plus. This gentleman is certainly is a genius when it comes to paint. Jerry Ventura. And I think he did 2 Willie builds side by side and just gave them a different paint scheme. Secondary colors. I kind of like secondary colors on cars anyway, more so than the primary colors.
Oh, nice.
Oh yeah.
Look at the green one, how polished up it looks. Yeah, this is cool stuff. He's got different manifold, air intake manifolds on these. Really fun. Oh, I like how he's presenting them on a Goodyear chamois. That's pretty fun. That's some great finishes there. Now that was from Google Plus, so guess we're wrong there, Jay.
Yeah, well, it won't be the first time I've been wrong today, but I get up every morning figuring that I have, I can be wrong 11 times today. So it used to be 5, but I found that was nowhere near enough.
Right. So let's see. Let's see what's on the chat here. I haven't checked in the chat. Oh, Phil, would a Messerschmitt 163 Comet qualify for stunt and speed?
Oh, yeah.
Certainly for the speed part.
Okay.
And the stunt part, anybody who'd fly one of those damn things is either really brave or really, really stupid.
Well, there's your answer, Phil. You can do that as a stunt and speed. It's all right, Jack. I'll give the stink eye at the club. I don't know what that meant, Phil. Phil said that. Ken says can't add any pictures to Google Plus. Well, you know what? Google Plus is going through its adulations there, Ken. I can certainly relate. Phil's talking about beauty and mother-in-law. I'm not sure what that, but he says he'll go for the Messerschmitt build. Okay, so we got that cleared up. I was talking about the paper modeling, and George says, watch it. Jim's right there. That's okay. Jim and I have an understanding. We don't remark on each other's stuff unless it's good. That would be about it. I think we murdered enough time, enough minutes, a little late start.
Yeah.
Certainly we got over an hour in, maybe an hour and 15 or 20 minutes, and I'm not even sure.
Yeah, I'm sorry I was late, Jack. I would have been on time, but I just didn't want to.
We were slow getting started anyways because we had Google issues.
As it turns out, we were waiting for Randall.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We needed another party to give a link.
Jim was all ready to go, but somehow the links aren't getting through, and that's why I posted the links on the communities because Jim couldn't use that either. He kept coming up with the 403 error message.
Well, I thought I would be home a lot sooner, but I walked in the door at like 20 minutes after 7 and immediately ran down here and
okay,
because I didn't want to miss you guys. I love you guys, man.
So you all over at the chat, thanks for participating and watching. And it was, the ship was a beauty, and the alien was the mother-in-law. Oh, okay, all right, Phil. I don't know what kind of women you date, but if that's your mother-in-law. I'd like to thank the conversation going on over there, and it was nice to include them in, as always. And I'd like to thank Doug, not Doug, not yet Doug. I'm going to thank you shortly. I meant Mark. Mark was here, and he had to pass out and go somewhere else, I suppose. Thanks, Mark, for sharing. And, of course, Doug, thank you for stopping by.
My pleasure.
Yeah. And Jim, thank you for being so patient. Google doesn't like you. I guess they're keeping us separated because we're always hanging out.
No problem.
Google has a few ideas. Anyway, Jay, thanks for walking through the door and jumping on right away.
Absolutely.
And I haven't seen Mike in a while. Thanks for stopping by, Mike, and hanging with us and being bored of tears, killing time. I'm sure you had better things to do. Like sell your RC stuff.
Hey, that went bye-bye.
I don't know if I should like you for it or dislike you for it, but it's sort of like one of those decisions you got to make in life where you don't want to do them, but you kind of have to.
You know, I did it off and on since 2000. It was a built-up of stuff of just, I was starting to really lose interest in it, and I don't know, it's weather and everything else, and I just said, well, I could use the space and use the money, and
I don't know, Jack, that description you just gave perfectly describes my first marriage.
Wow.
Didn't have the space, didn't have the time.
No, more along the line of things you don't want to do, but you really should, and get it over with and regret it later. And
I think I've been there.
Yeah.
Right.
At least your model airplanes didn't take you to court. Oh well.
Not yet.
Wow, it's turned into a therapy session.
Yeah.
And thanks, Randall, for stopping by too and sharing your stunt and speed. And hey, you know what, guys? I have been exploring, and I mean this. If you look up flight test on YouTube, and you're not at all interested in RC, these guys have such a passion for their side of the hobby, because I think scale modeling and RC is very much in the same category. They're both scale models, but one flies, the other just collects dust. And if you watch these guys, they might make a convert out of you. Well, they made me a convert. I'm going to their they call it Flight Fest. Bunch of RC guys get together and fly airplanes for almost a week. And I asked my other half, you wanted to go somewhere? Can we go to Flight Fest, please?
Where are they doing their show at this time?
That's shoot. It's just a little southwest of Canton, Ohio. And I can't remember the town's name off the top of my head. But if you look at Flight Fest on or Google it, you'll find it. But
yeah, it's just outside of Columbus, if I'm not mistaken.
No, it's not just outside of Columbus. It's actually just southwest of Canton, which is a lot closer to where I'm at in Pittsburgh. So Columbus will be like far away in comparison. It's actually about an hour and a half drive from here to there, which I'm going to make a day of it and see how the other half lives. But that's going to be in July. Maybe I'll take pictures. Maybe I won't. I don't know. But certainly I can't. I don't have good cameras to take with me. But anyway, that's just me. I'd like to thank the community for participating in everything that they do. And without this, it wouldn't be the show. It wouldn't be me. I wouldn't be learning. The whole idea behind the whole thing behind the community was really, I wanted to get back into scale modeling, but I wanted to do it in a way that, I feel like I got the rubber hitting the pavement right away. And certainly I've learned a lot, and I'm glad that there's a bunch of other people who feel the same way, members who are getting the benefit of hanging out with us. Anyway, in 2 weeks, we'll have the Across the Pond one more time, as well as the Sunday Hangout one more time. And that just simply means I'm setting up for my summer hiatus that I take every year. I take off maybe a month or two. We'll be back on the 26th of August, and we have a few surprises, particularly with the Across the Pond hangouts. But in 2 weeks will be my last regularly scheduled Across the Pond. Someone else is wanting to do them for the community. And we'll see how Liam does. And he's going to have some Across the Ponds in the summer. So stay tuned to the community if you're all interested. That means you, Randall. I know you go through withdrawal symptoms when you don't have a hangout because you don't do any modeling.
Yeah, I need a hangout. I need hangouts.
You don't do any modeling otherwise. So he's going to be scheduling a few and trying out the ropes then. But he says he wants to do it regularly, starting in the next season, which starts August 26th. But next year we have some things planned. He's still tossing about. We're actually thinking of a wood build, a balsa build. Either from a kit or from scratch. That should challenge everybody. That's something that's on the drawing board, so to speak, to work through next year. And also nautical. There's been some people who are into boats and stuff saying, "Oh, we feel left out." Don't worry about it. We'll get to you next year. And I'm going to build a boat too. Actually, I have a kit ready to go to build. So I can participate in that as well. So yeah, I mean, this is all about you guys. And if you have any questions, comments, please leave them. I will certainly try to answer them. And also, subscribe and join our humble little community of about 3,500 jointly between Google Plus and Facebook. I think it might be even more. It could be more. I think it might even be more. It could be like 4,000 something. Come to think of it, almost 5,000 members, and certainly over at Facebook, it seems like every single last one of them are posting. And anyhow, we'll see you in 2 weeks before hiatus, and happy modeling, everyone. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.